Who's ready to have some fun?
I got introduced to scuba diving after I was injured. A program came through the hospital in Walter Reed, and they said, this is a great opportunity to get out there and do something different from what I was used to doing. So I said, I'll give it a try. We did a couple pool things, and then we got out into doing the open sea certification, and I loved it. Scuba diving is actually a great way to do therapy and just to get out there and meet up new people and have some fun.
Scuba diving came into my life before I was injured. Kind of rekindled after I was injured, just because they encourage you to get out there, get in the water, and do something different. And it really has helped. Every organization has put in time and the effort that makes today possible.
We work with the United States Special Operations Command's CARE Coalition. We execute their recovery program for the serious and very seriously injured wounded Special Operations Warriors. The guys in those categories are typically folks that have lost a limb, lost eyesight, severe burn, spinal cord injuries, anything that they deem seriously injured or very seriously injured. Once a person is assigned to us, we'll assign one of our advocates who are positioned across the country and comprise primarily of retired command sergeant majors from the special operations community and the medical community. They'll do an assessment of the individual situation, and then we'll start putting together their support package, if you will. We're not clinicians, but we do everything in terms of coordinating their Department of Defense, Veterans Affairs, support services to make sure that all they have to do is focus on their recovery. Because these guys do represent the top 1% of all the services. These guys are intellectually superior, physically superior, and constantly striving to achieve. They carry that same attitude, even though they're injured, into their recovery and their rehabilitation. So all we've got to do is kind of point them in the right direction, resource them so that they can accomplish their objectives, and then just kind of facilitate their success as they go. We'll match someone with a like injury who's further along in their recovery and the rehabilitation process. We'll match them with a newly wounded soldier to kind of give them, an outlook of what life's going to look like. We can talk to them. Like I said, all our guys are retired military, but obviously the credibility is not going to be the same as it is with someone that has a like injury. And what we find is, ideally, as the guys come through the program, the wounded folks come back and they act as mentors for other people. Nathan was one of our wounded guys. Now, one of my best mentors and kind of my ambassador for this particular wellness type activity. He goes out, finds guys that want to do it, calls me, we put the package together and offer them these type of opportunities to do these type things.
What we're going to do here today is something that's very exciting, very fun. We're going to share the underwater world of speed with some of our favorite warriors in the world. These are men that have given everything for our country. We're going to give them as much back today as we can to get them weightless and have a lot of fun doing it.
Oh, no, I'm definitely looking forward to taking a ride on one of the scooters. I've never actually done scooters, so it'll be definitely a new experience for myself. Wow, it's very good to get in the water and swim and whatnot. It's also good to get out on the scooter and be able to last a little bit longer underneath the water, not taking all the air too quickly. So I'm definitely looking forward to it.
Being down underwater, it's a whole new world, and it's great to be able to share that experience with nature and how it is in just a different environment. I think the biggest factor is that it reminds me that I'm not as limited as people would think I would be. I could do what I have been able to do for my whole life.
The freedom of being underwater is really, really exhilarating. So much easier to move than when you're on land, pushing a wheelchair around. When you're underwater, there's really no barriers. Your legs really are out of the equation. I use gloves that are webbed, kind of like frog feet, and so they allow me to pull myself through the water pretty effectively at low speeds, like the speeds that you'd use for reef diving. So I really didn't need my legs at all. It's a real privilege. I feel very blessed and very honored by all these guys that volunteer their time and their money to be able to make events like this possible, because these kind of things really do benefit us in more ways than are obvious. They do a lot for us. It's like psychological therapy. Really helps us to feel normal again, and takes us out of that sense of feeling like we're disabled if we ever. So most of us don't have too much trouble with that, but even when you feel good about yourself, it always helps to get a little boost.
The wars are drawing down, but that doesn't mean that, you know, these incredible young men and women that have sacrificed so much, you know, their lives have been forever altered. We as a society have an obligation to make sure that we give them everything they can do to achieve success in their new path. SOCOM's Care Coalition, their motto is that, you know, we've got you for life. It does go on forever. Obviously, the reintegration piece is just one more step, and then there's the sustainment phase where we're always following up with these guys to make sure that they are doing okay. That, you know, obviously, you know, you may have thought that your path was going to be this way at this point in your life, and now things have changed. Even post-injury, you know, we're going to make sure that you're going to be lined up to succeed in whatever path you're going to take.